Geltrude back with us. Dan, what do you think of what he's seeing? It's an uphill climb to get any of this through, but you've had a chance to look at some of this. But there are more immediate issues coming to mind, like the expiration of Donald Trump's tax cuts next year, right?
Yes. Look, based upon what the president is proposing in the budget, nothing is going to happen related to taxes. It's just not this year. Now, what happens next year after the election? Well, if Joe Biden is reelected and he's got a Democratic Congress, both houses, we will see tax changes. Let's say nothing happens related to initiating any changes. Well, the Trump tax cuts are going to expire in 2025. So tax changes are coming no matter what. Do we want to just let it happen, or are we going to take some action to actually put together something that makes sense, both in how we run the government and how much tax people are going to pay?
Were you surprised, because I know this has been a big issue with you over the many years I've known you, that we have to do something with entitlements, where even for the younger generation, it might not be there for them unless we do something now. We never do. Then lo and behold, Donald Trump out of nowhere says he's open to some of these very issues when he has been steadfastly opposing it. Of course, the Biden administration jumped on him to say, we'll never touch it, blah, blah, blah. What do you make of that?
Well, the issue here is what happens with the Social Security shortfall. That's the big one out there. So you have two options. Either you're going to increase the retirement age, which people seem to not be too open to, or you're going to somehow tax more to be able to make up that difference. Now, here's the thing, Neil. Social Security tax is capped at $168,600. That's for 2024. So what that means is if you're making $169,000 or more, you stop paying Social Security taxes. What I think we could see here is that cap being lifted. And when that cap is lifted, now you're talking about a lot of tax, not just for the employee, but the employer, because that tax is double-sided. So that's a huge potential tax increase. And on top of that, if that did go through with Joe Biden being president, that, of course, would bring up an issue, Neil, related to no one under $400,000 paying any more in tax.
So what is the likelihood of any of that near term? The reality, it's an election year after all. But sometimes in the first year of a new administration, you could see stuff like that. It's short-lived, though.
Well, yeah, I think that if Joe Biden is reelected, he's definitely going to push for that. And what he'll do, Neil, to get around the 400,000, he'll create what's called a donut hole, where he'll say no increase in Social Security tax up to 400,000, but over 400,000, well, then the cap is off and you have to pay more tax.
Still early. Dan, we'll watch it closely. Thank you very much, Dan Geltrude, on all of that.